Hello, fifth level. Welcome to the answer video for multiplying decimals. This video is a little bit late. My apologies for that. But we'll get going. And please make sure you have your work and a checking pencil or pen or crayon or marker or whatever it is that you want to check your work with. I'll quickly go through these. I will show you how I come up with the answer, and we'll see how you did. Hopefully we did well.
Number 1. First thing I'm going to do is do the decimal slide and get my decimals out of the problem. I moved one spot here. I moved the decimal one spot here for a total of 2 decimal slides in the problem, making this a 5 times 9 problem. 5 times 9 is equal to 45, except the problem is not 5 times 9, it's 0.5 times 0.9, and if I slid the decimal 2 spots out to make 5 times 9, I need to slide my decimal back into the answer. Where does the decimal live in the number 45? It lives here. Slide twice back into the answer. Bloop, bloop. That was my 2 decimal slide, so the answer is 0.45. How'd we do on that? Did that make sense? Number 2, the math's the same, but our sliding is a little bit different. So in order to get the decimal out of this problem, I have to slide it to the right, bloop, bloop, twice. And here I need to slide it twice, bloop, bloop. And so I've blooped or slid a total of 4 times. 2 here, 2 there. Now I'm left with 5 times 9. 5 times 9 is still 45, but I have to dance my decimal back into the problem 4 places. My decimal lives here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bloop, 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 bloop. Those were 4 bloops. I moved my decimal 4 places back, so my answer is 0.0045. How'd we do? Number 3 looks similar. It is the same multiplication problem, but we're changing the amount of sliding we need to do. I don't know my 5 tens, hundreds, my 5 thousandths facts as well as I know my fives. So let's change this. We're going to be moving this 1, 2, 3 spaces to make this a 5. 3 spaces. I don't know my 9 thousandths facts, but I know my 9 facts. So we're going to change this from 9 thousandths. 1, 2, 3. I moved it 3 spaces. So now it's a 9. 5 times 9. I can do that. It's 45. Except that's not the original problem. I got rid of the decimals to make the problem easy. And I've slid 3 plus 3, a total of 6 spots. So my answer has to slide the decimal back 6 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my answer is a decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and a 45. That's a lot of sliding, but we had to do a lot of sliding to get this number into something easier for us to work with. And that's all we're doing. We're sliding the decimal out to make our math simple. Look at that. You've been doing that for years. That's easy. That's a little trickier. At least it looks trickier. But just slide it out, make it easy. Slide your decimal back, and boom, there it is. That is the answer to number 3. Number 4. This one looks trickier. We haven't done it quite like this. But if we do what we know, we shouldn't have any problems. In here, my decimal lives right there. I have no blooping, no dancing, no moving to do. It is just 500. Here, bloop, bloop, bloop. I've blooped 3 places and turned that into a 9. This should be pretty easy. 0, 0, 45. Now, I slid my decimal a total of 3 spaces, so my decimal here needs to slide 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. So my answer is 4.5. Do I need these zeros? I do not. I do not need those zeros. So my answer is just 4.5, or 4 5/10. Did that trick anybody? Technically, if your answer was shown like that, it's not wrong. It's just not right. Unless we need to identify to the 1,000th place, these really have no significance. It's not a significant number, so they shouldn't be there, but it doesn't change the value of the answer. So if you left zeros on there, please remember, that's just not the way to do it. We don't need those unnecessary zeros at the end. Now, if we're rounding to the nearest 1,000th, you definitely need those zeros there. But we don't. We're just doing the decimal slide, and those become insignificant. So the answer to number 4 is 4 5/10. For number 5, the math is easy. But we need to move these decimals, get them out of the way. We don't want them around. 1, 2, 3. 3 spots. Turn that into a 3. 1, 2. 2 spots. Turns that into a 2. 3 times 2 is 6. But even though this is a 6, we have to move a decimal back 3 plus 2, or 5 spaces back in. The decimal for our 3 times 2 lives right here. We need to move it 5 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer is a decimal with 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, and a 6. So as we look at it, again, the math is not a problem. We just need to get this to a 3 and this to a 2, so we can do 3 times 2 is 6, and then just figure out the decimals. So all we're doing is trying to make the multiplication easier. That is the answer to number 5. I can tell you right now, this one is going to include at least one insignificant zero that hopefully we figured out not to use. But let's take a look. With our problem, let's turn it into something easy. Get rid of our decimal by sliding it out. Bloop, bloop. 2 spots. Makes it a 4. Let's move this out. Bloop, bloop, bloop. 3 spots. Makes that a 5. 4 times 5 is 20. But we have to slide our decimal 2 plus 3, 5 spots back in. For my number 20, my decimal lives here. That's where I'm going to start our dance back into the problem. 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer is 0.0002. I don't need that extra 0. That is insignificant. So even though I slid it 5 places, it made that 0 unnecessary. So the answer is 0.0002. It's number 6. Number 7. For number 7, again, this is a little bit different, but it works the same. Let's get rid of our decimal, bloop, bloop, by moving it 2 spots, making that a 101. Let's make this a 2. Bloop, bloop. Slid 2 spots, making this a 2. Multiplication like normal. 2, 0, 2. So my answer is 202. Except in order to do that, I slid 2 plus 2 spots for a total of 4 steps to the right. So I need to slide 4 steps to the left. In my number 202, my decimal lives here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer to number 7 is 0.0202. How did we do with that? Number 8. When we took a look at number 8, our math is not going to be a challenge. We just need to move the decimal 1 spot here to make it a 5. The decimal gets moved 1, 2, 3, 4 spots here to make it a 3. And I've moved a total of 5 places. 1 here, 4 there. That makes that a 5 times 3. 5 times 3 is a 15. Now I have to move my decimal 5 places back into the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer is a decimal, 3 zeros, and a 15. That is the answer to number 8. After several challenging ones, I decided to give you a break. Have one that was really pretty easy. Hopefully we can do this okay. We're looking at 0.8 times 0.4. I need to move a decimal 1 spot here and 1 spot there to make that just an 8 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. But I need to move my decimal back 2 spaces into my answer because I moved 1 plus 1, 2 spaces out. 2 spaces back, my decimal lives here. 1, 2. My total answer is 0.32 or 32 hundredths. Number 10. If I take a look at number 10, 1, 2. Move it 2 spaces, makes it a 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 spaces, makes that a 4. 3 times 4 is 12. But I have blooped or danced, did my decimal slide, 2 plus 3, 5 spaces to the right. So I have to dance 5 spaces to the left. In the number 12, my decimal lives right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0.00012 is the answer to number 10. All right, everybody got their dancing shoes on? Because this is the challenge. We are going to do a whole lot of dance steps here. Our math is not that challenging, but making sure that we do the right dance steps is what will be the tricky part. So, the first thing I need to do, I need to dance this decimal all the way to the right out of this number so that I can have a simple number 3 to work with. So I am going to dance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 places to make this a 3. Here, I'm going to keep on dancing and sliding to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am dancing 7 places to the right to make this a 15. 6 plus 7, 13. I have taken 13 dance steps, doing the decimal slide to the right. All of that dancing has left me with an easy math problem of 15 times 3. If I do 15 times 3, carry the 1, I'm left with a 45, except now I have to dance a decimal back to the left. Back to the left, 13 spaces. Woo! So, my answer of 45 has the decimal living right here. And I've got to move to the left 13 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have slid to the left 13 places, and my answer has a decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 zeros, a 4, and a 5. How did we do on the challenge? All right, 5th level. Hopefully that went well. If you didn't get them all right, hopefully those were some mistakes that you could easily see what you did wrong. And the pattern remains the same. The dancing shoes, the sliding to the left and to the right, the pattern remains the same. The big thing is dancing the decimal out of the beginning number to make our multiplication easier. Then we just have to add all of our dance steps and dance them back in. And it's important to remember that this applies to multiplying decimals only, because in the next video, we're going to talk about dividing with decimals, and that has a different set of rules. While there are some similar rules, they are not the same. Multiplication, you're going to dance to the left and to the right. And since I'm recording this backwards, I don't know if I pointed to the left and to the right, or whether that's backwards for you, because the image is reversed for me. So, yeah, whatever, you get the point. We need to dance to the right and then dance to the left to put our dancing to the right to make the problem easier, dancing back to the left to put the decimal where it belongs in the final answer. So, hopefully you did well. And I will see you very soon with another video on dividing decimals. Bye.